what the fuck has gone on in the last week, since Melbourne to Auckland today, and everything just went completely, utterly south. So south. Like, can it get any worse? I mean, we literally only had Nazis turn up in Melbourne, but women are now Nazis. Um, Melbourne was quite frightening, and it's I look, I went to Brisbane and Melbourne, and I've had to have a mental timeout from that. I don't know how Kelly J. Keane has kept up with what she's done. This is just based on the fact that a group of women want to talk about their rights. Nothing more. Like, that we want to talk about biological reality, and we're not allowed to speak. If you live in one of these countries, if you live here in Australia, you live in New Zealand, you should be very fucking concerned. Because it's not just women they're coming after and shutting up next. You know, this is a witch burning, pitchfork wielding fucking mob. And that we're breaking into that sort of area in Brisbane, in Sydney. You could see this where it was heading. For politicians to then strike points off it is beyond disgusting. And the fact that police really are not guaranteeing any woman any safety in speaking truth, and that really should be a concern to fucking everybody. Like, everybody should be concerned about this shit by now. So it's come to my attention that somebody's decided to do a lovely piece on me on Twitter in regards to my real name. And I've said this before, I go by my dance name. I used that name for quite a few years before I became what I have now been referred to as a public TERF, and before I started this channel. So your connection to, secret name, there is no secret. I'm really easy to find in that regard. As to writing the piece and implying that I kick women when they were down, excuse me, if those three men hadn't rushed the microphone and broken the microphone, being the wiggy person getting through, wiggy person that I kicked, yeah, they were down. If they were sitting or if they were standing, I would still have got my equipment back. I'm not going to passively roll over and let somebody take my equipment. Again, I don't understand where you're coming about that piece, how that I'm promoting violence. No, I'm not. That was a peaceful rally until that peace was disturbed by your alphabet crew. If the alphabet soup didn't stay to themselves and keep their hand off people's shit, then shit wouldn't have had to happen. Easy as that. I'm not condoning anything, but I'm certainly not going to sit back and passively let somebody take my tripod and my phone, which is attached to it, because they don't like us talking. No, fuck off. Fuck off. So enjoy your little pieces that you write. You're not special because you know my fucking name at all. And really, I think the thing that pisses me off most about this is this particular channel here is really a channel for the TERFs, and especially TERFs that maybe aren't conservative TERFs. They are still hang on to their alternativeness, and we don't even have anywhere to go because we can't even say we're fucking on the left because we don't have an alternative left anymore. There's just a psychopathic fucking insane left. You know what, we're supposed to somehow still like our gothy, macabre, punky shit and be with that motherfucking stuff? Hell no, motherfuckers. You can have that shit to your fucking self. Ain't no fucking shit to be fucking alternative and not have a letter attached to that clusterfuck. I can tell you. Right? Straight up. But at the end of the day, you can have it. You're all crazy. You're gonna tell me that I'm inciting some sort of violence, some sort of aggression, because I won't passively lie down and let some crazy bastard already take a microphone and break it. Hey, they want my stuff on the way through? No. I gave it a yank. They wouldn't let go. What am I going to do? Just let them have it? No, I'm going to give a kick. Yeah, I am. You want me to apologise? No, I'm not. And I got the footage. So I even found some lovely footage of the other side where you could see them grabbing my equipment while it was up in the air. So there's that. Now, it is still extremely hot where I live, and I am getting extremely overheated and overworked. We should all be very, very concerned when your mums, your sisters, your nieces, your daughters can't speak. If we can't speak, we're fucked. You're all fucked. And you have a look at most of the footage, and what gets me mostly is, yeah, the handmaids are supporting these people, the women, they're supporting these big men, but it's mainly men. It's men dressed as women, or it's men dressed in men mode. Boy mode or girl mode, but mostly men. Mostly men. The aggressive ones? Mostly men. So if you don't think that there is a group of men literally using this as a way to be aggressive to women, you're sorely mistaken. You're totally wrong. Like, there were 3 men that rushed that microphone. 1 man in a wig. Those 3 men knocked over that little girl. That she was like about 22, wearing the black with the little black cap with the Venus symbol on it. I had spoken to her earlier on in the day before I turned my camera on, and she's just been completely knocked out of the way and knocked unconscious. And there's people on Twitter attaching my real name to a whole thing saying how violent I am. I never knocked over that little darling. I fucking certainly was not. I was standing my fucking spot when we were rushed. Thank you very much. When they came up, 1, 2, 3, that you can see, 3 men, 1 wiggy man. It just happened to be wiggy man who decided that he had to be dragged off by security because of his actions, that he decided he was going to grab my equipment on the way out. I'm saying no to wiggy men. You ain't touching my stuff. You're not bringing your violence there. It stops. And if I can't just pull it out of their hands, I'm not letting him have it. So that's just the way it went down. You can do your write-ups, I don't care. Do them. The fact is, there's footage showing that my person and my property was touched first. That was self-defense. I'm not letting somebody harm Kelly J. Keane and then come for my equipment. It's not going to happen. Then this, because somebody wants to say that women don't have the right to stand their ground, this is what happened. You get New Zealand. You get New Zealand. This is what happened. So now you've got all those people just thinking they have the right to actually just go over there and just shut women up and not speak. Yeah, best place in the world to live, Australia, New Zealand. This is absolutely one of the most fucked up things I've ever fucking witnessed in my life. Brisbane was pretty fucked up as it was. And it's just gotten fucking worse and worse and worse and worse until fucking women literally got punched in the eye, got fucking shit. Kelly J got fucking, what was it, tomato sauce or something poured all over. Are you shitting me? I've spoken about these before on my channel, these milkshaking or the pieing, you know, like, It's literally one step away from acid attacks in Western world. Are we going to passively just sit by and let this happen? Are we? Because I'm not going to passively sit by and watch someone take my fucking shit. I'm not going to allow it. So we're all waiting on baited hooks, really, and just waiting for Kelly J. King to come back and do a little breakdown of what she experienced so that we know that she's okay. Should we really be like that? I mean, we're 2023, right? Should we be worried about a woman from England just coming over to Australia and New Zealand and saying lesbians don't have penises, men don't have vaginas, men can't have babies? The word woman belongs to women. It means adult human female. So this is why having a dictionary in your house, having a good fucking solid dictionary in your house meant so much. In this new world we live in, hey, digital, mate, we can just change fucking meanings because, hey, we feel like it. Moral relativism. I'm going to go into that in another video and speak about it. Basically, The Simpsons touched on it, didn't they? It's the 1 + 1 equals Pepsi because the majority says so. I'm fucking ashamed. I'm ashamed to be fucking an Aussie that this woman got treated this way in my country. And I'm fucking pro-Posey. She's fucking on my wall. And I'm fucking ashamed of the way shit went down here. So ashamed how shit went down here that I fucking went to Melbourne to make sure that there was a copy of record of that madness that was different to the mainstream. And I'm going to get a write-up. People are going to do a write-up on me. Oh, fucking turf. Went to Melbourne. So fucking what? Yeah, I was in Brisbane and I was in Melbourne. Someone's got to witness this fucking madness in real time. I don't agree with it. And I should be able to say, I do not agree with it. Anyway. It's taken me like a week to speak because I've been so angry watching all the other thing. I literally would have liked to have done watch-alongs and can't because... mainly because I was flying for 2 of them as well. Unfortunately, getting to Melbourne, I missed one. Getting home from Melbourne, I missed one. Anyway, I love you for now and talk to you later. Remember, stay loud, my friends. I don't know how, but we're going to have to. More than ever, we're going to have to. You're going to have to get your chalk ready, your stickers ready, your rocks ready. Any other way that you can get this out there, you need to get it out there. Stay loud, my friends. Stone out.